Praise be to the Lord Almighty, who has brought us all together on this wonderful evening. Today, I will be talking about a very important topic that all of us needs in our life, and what I would like to call the title as "Do Whatever He Says." When I say "do whatever He says," I think mostly we all know what I'm talking about. It's about being obedient. It's being obedient to God. So today, what I will be saying is about how we can be like how we can get good things in our lives by being obedient with God. So we get into many difficulties, dissatisfaction, disappointments in our life, and we also have stunted spiritual growth, and we just don't know why these things are happening in our lives. But the reason why all of this is happening is because of not being obedient to God, not doing what He says. We always do what we think is right, but we never try to listen to what God says, and we never try to apply what He says into our lives. So basically, if we don't listen to whatever He tells us, like if we don't make our faith as strong as in a way that we believe Him in everything we do, then there will be consequences for our actions as we go through hard times in our life. I would like to highlight John chapter 2 verse 5, which says, Jesus' mother said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you." This was when there was a problem at a wedding in Cana where the wine ran out. So the other guests that kept coming, they didn't have more wine. And that would be a really bad image for the people. So that's why Mary, Jesus' mother, asked Jesus to make more wine. And for that, we can see that in John chapter 2, verse 7, the words of Jesus represent the whatever he tells you that Mary talked about. He said that, Jesus said that fill the jars with water, and it says the servants filled them to the brim. The servants did not question, they did not be, they did not act skeptical about it. They just did it because God said to, and when Mary said, listen to whatever Jesus Christ says, they just listened to it. They didn't think of how he's going to do it or anything. They just believed it. They were obedient and they listened to it. Then the servants did exactly as the Lord had told them. And then by doing so, the miracle came to pass and they got to witness all that water turned into wine. This is something they would not have witnessed if they did not have the faith in God. So, however, for the first time when Jesus said fill all of it with water, I'm pretty sure they thought, how is this going to work? They probably did not understand even how it's going to work. They did not know where it's going to go. But because of their faith, their blind faith on God, their how do I say, their blind belief that God is always right, and also their respect and obedience for Him, they listened to Him, and by doing so, they got to witness that miracle. So this does not apply only in that circumstance. It also applies for you and me. It's a kind of instruction that Lord has Lord has given us, that we need to listen to Him. We need to be obedient and do whatever He says with no questions, no cherry picking. We just do it as God has said that. So I implore you today to do whatever He tells you. And you might question right now, like, how do I know? Listen to Him. Jesus was there. He spoke it. They listened to Him. But now He's not there. I cannot see Him. But there's always an inner voice in our hearts that will speak to us. Whenever we make a decision, there's always the first inner voice that would speak to us and tell us that whether this decision is right or whether this decision is wrong. So we need to listen to that inner voice, because it's God who's in our hearts, and He will be telling us the right thing to do. So we need to meditate, we need to pray, and we need to um, make ourselves have a close connection with God and try to listen to that inner voice that speaks to us, and we need to listen to it as it says. There's no doubts, there's no alternative questions. We just listen to it blindly because that's what God is saying. I hope you find this message useful, and I hope you all have a pleasant evening.